Number 24 of Freedom Hacks, and today we are going to be diving into what does your success routine look like and how are you currently structuring a routine for yourself to create more success based around what it is you are trying to work on. Now, I am somebody that is very routine based, and over the years I've probably become more and more anal about my routine, only because I have seen the results of when I stick to a consistent routine, but also not just a consistent routine, but an effective routine, right? So what does that really mean? Well, effective for me is that at the end of the day, I look at what I wanted to achieve. And normally for me, there's 2 or 3 things that are my main focus for the day. And if I get to the end of the day and I've moved each of those things forward, or I've even surpassed where I wanted to be, it's been an effective day. Have I been distracted and pulled in lots of different directions? Those often tend to not be as an effective a day, and you feel it. You sort of get that feeling of frustration. You get that feeling of almost anxiousness sometimes, like I just didn't do enough. I didn't get enough done, right? And I don't like that feeling at all. So what I've had to do for myself over the years and what I've had to teach and do for a lot of my clients is really refine the process to make sure that at the end of every day, I'm always going to be in momentum. I'm always going to be moving forward, and I'm never going to be left with that feeling like I should have done more or I could have done more, right? That my equal sign at the end of the day has a positive outcome attached to it. So I'm going to break down my routine for you. Feel free to copy it for yourself. Feel free to take aspects of it that relate to you and that you think will be beneficial, right? Every day I wake up, the first thing I do when I wake up most of the time is I either meditate or I journal or I come and I get clear on what my top 3 things are for the day. Now that order of 3 things changes based around what I have in the morning, but it's always one of those 3 things that I start the day with. The next thing I do is I get up, I'm ready, and I head to the gym, right? I am somebody that consistently works out every single morning, 6 days a week, often 7 days a week. I struggle from ADD, so for me to be able to get my energy into something positive, something for me to have a good workout really sets my mindset for the day, and it makes sure that I'm investing in myself, which always means that I am more effective, right? Rather than starting your day dealing with everybody else's shit, your day becomes about them. It doesn't become about you and how you're gonna make the most of the day, right? The next thing I do when I come back to the office is I have programs that I use, right? I use Evernote. I use Wunderlist as my 2 main productivity tools. All right, in Evernote, I've got all of my notes for projects, programs, clients, things that I'm building, things that I'm creating. I often go from a whiteboard into Evernote into bullet point form, right? Then I take those bullet points and I put them into Wunderlist, and I have a weekly task sheet that I try and get through, and every night before the next day, all right, I pick off that weekly what I'm going to achieve today, like as in the next day. So for me, last night I went in there, I planned my weekly on Friday afternoon. I went in there last night, I pulled in, it's cool because I can just click and drag it. I moved everything into stuff that I have to achieve today. And I always create a hierarchy, right? So things that are most important, I try and tackle first. Things that take my creativity, all right, like doing a content video like this, I also try and get either side of the day. So I'm either doing it first thing in the morning, or I'm doing it when I finish off the day before I plan what I'm going to do the next day, all right? The other part of every single aspect of my day is I have a minimum of 1 hour personal development. Now, sometimes that can include a run when I'm listening to an audiobook. Other times it's sitting down and reading. Other times it's learning courses online of things that I want to get better at. And we've got so much access to information nowadays, it's so easy to be able to do that, right? I condense the time that I get back to clients into around an hour a day. Sometimes I have to add another 20 minutes at the other side of the day because of the different time zones with people that I work with around the world. But I've gone from having Facebook on and emails on and reacting to all of that sort of stuff to really condensing it down, that sometimes just after I've done my creative, I'll spend 30, 40 minutes getting back to everyone, responding to everyone. Then I turn all that stuff off. I close Facebook. I'm not available on Messenger or email. And I just focus on what I need to do to move forward, right? So one of my goals is today is to keep working on my new program, to break it down, build out the membership site, all of that stuff. So now that I've done my creative, I've already gotten back to my clients. I've already spent time meditating today, planning my 3 outcomes for the day, planning the stuff that I'm going to be doing with my kids this afternoon and even staff for one of our other businesses. So I'm set now. Now's my time to really focus on me. In about 2 hours, I will have a break. All right, that might sound crazy, but I'll work right through normally to around 12 or 1. I'll then have a break for around 2 or 3 hours. I'll come back, do that other 20, 30 minutes of getting back to clients and then planning what I need to do the next day, and then I'm done. I don't do any work at night unless it's something that I'm really hungry to learn. All right, then I'll come in often and I'll do another hour of self-development, learning, or research, right? Like if there's something that I want to get better at or learn how to do, I'll dedicate more time to that. Often when the kids are having quiet time, or I've got that sort of hour gap in between dinner and family time and everything else. So for me, I find that is my most effective routine. Often in the afternoon, again, if I'm not working out, if I'm not training my kids, I'm training myself again too. And the same reason, I'm sitting in a desk, right? Most of the day nowadays. So to get up, get moving, finish off the day, think about the things that I feel grateful for, focus on the things that I'm happy that I achieved, and also think about the things that I want to keep doing to move forward. Then when I come back from that and I do my planning for the next day, I've often got all of these great ideas in my mind and things that I can really work on to move things forward in an even greater or faster way. So for me, that is my success routine. And what I would love you to take out of that is, what are you doing to make sure that you're focusing on yourself first? All right. Second, what are you doing to make sure that you prioritize what are the key 5% things that are going to move you and your business forward, right? Because it's easy to be busy. It's not easy to be effective, right? Or productive. Sometimes I can seem like I'm busy, but I'm never really moving anything forward because you haven't got the clarity around what that core 5% is. The core amount of things that you need to focus on to move things forward, right? And often as an entrepreneur, it's because you're taking on everybody else's stuff. You're doing too many different things at once and you haven't refined the process down to focus on what are you best at and where is your time best spent to achieve the greatest amount of progress or success or results based on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So spend some time doing that at all of the retreats that we run in Thailand, when I have one-on-one meetings with clients, when I go and visit them. It's something that we really focus on because the one resource that we all have a, defined amount of is time. And how productive are you using your time? How effectively are you using your time to achieve what you want? Especially this day and age where it's so easy to get distracted with social media, Netflix, all these other things that are coming and going all the time. And it's easy to get distracted or fall down the rabbit hole sometimes and not realize that you've just wasted an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day that you could have been doing something productive for you. It's the same with people who don't want to get up early. I'm not a morning person. You're basically deciding for the rest of your life that there's 2 to 3 hours a day that you're never going to make the most of, ever. Right? And then you come home at night and you're tired or you're frustrated and overwhelmed and you sit in front of a TV for another 2 or 3 hours, right? That's 6 hours a day. I don't even work for 6 hours a day, right? That you are wasting. And don't get me wrong, I've been in that boat before, but I've also seen the difference when I commit to the opposite. And I want you to be able to benefit from the same thing. So that was today's episode. And as always, if you think you have benefited from this, please comment below, give me a like, a thumbs up, whatever you feel like. Share this with anyone that you think would benefit from it. And I look forward to connecting with you guys tomorrow and really diving into how do you keep moving forward to what you want in this life. How do you create more freedom? How do you start enjoying your life a little bit more and feeling great about who you are and what you're doing and how you're spending your time on a consistent basis. Until then, I will see you